We are going to discuss this question, guys. So let's see how the currents flow in this circuit. The long one is positive, the short one is negative. So the current will flow in this way. Okay, so this is the I, right? And the one that flow through 10 ohm is the I also. Until in this junction, it's split. Okay, you can see that the current is flowing. This is I1, yeah. I1, it's flowing down through the 20 ohm and through the 30 ohm. Okay, and this is I2, yeah. Then you can see here the I1 and I2 meet in these junctions. After that, then we split this one. The current is split again, become I3. This one become I4. So they flow again. So they meet in this point. Okay. Okay, got it? So from this diagram, you can get the conclusions that this is the RS1 from 100 plus 20 plus 30. Okay, so become 150 ohm. This one is 120 plus 80. Yeah, the RS2. 120 plus 80. So become 200 ohm. Okay. Then the next is we are finding this two. Yeah. If I simplify this one, then it will become 300 ohms, right? And one more is 150 ohm. Did you get it? In here is still the same. Okay, and this one also will be divided into two. Okay, yeah, so this is the RS1. This is the RS2. Okay, RS2 is 200. This one is the same, 200 ohm. Then this is 300 ohms. Now how to find the combination of these two? Yeah, so yeah, 1 over this one, yeah, 1 over RP1 equal to 1 over 300 plus 1 over 150. 300, 1 plus 2. So the RP1 equal to 300 over 3. We get 100 ohm. Okay, how about the RP2? This one. So the RP2 is 200 plus, sorry, you can use another way. I changed this one. Oh, because it's the same, so 200 per amp. 200 per 2, we get 100. Right? So find the R total. It's all in series already. So 10 ohm, okay, plus 100 plus 100, and there will be one more in the here in below, plus 50. Then we get 260 ohm. Okay, how to find the current, the total currents that flow? But wait, there is information about the internal resistance in here. So imagine that like internal resistance is one resistor, then one resistor is added here. This is the R. The R is 60. Okay. So what is the I? The I is equal to the 80 is the EMF, it means. Okay, this is the EMF. Okay, so EMF over R total plus internal resistance. So 80 over the R total is 260 plus by 60, then you get 1 over 4 ampere. Okay, got it? The next is finding the terminal voltage. Remember, terminal voltage is the I total, right, times by the RT without the internal resistance. So the I total is 1 over 4 times the R total is 260. So we get 65 volt. This is the one that go out from the electric source after reduced by the internal resistance. Okay, the next is finding the current flow in 20 ohm resistors. So this one, right? So the I1, the current flow in here. Yeah, the I1. So how do you count it? The I1. So the I1 is equal to, you can use ratio, yeah. I prefer to use the ratio, it will be easier. So 1 per I1 compared to I2 is 1 over, yeah, the I1 is 150 to 1 over 300. So 2 plus 1. Oh, sorry, you cannot add it, just find the ratio. So multiply all by 300, then you get 2 to 1. Okay, so how to find the I1? So the I1 is 2, right? 2 over 1 plus 2 times 300. No, not times 300. Times by the total current. The total current is 1 per 4. So 2 per 3 times 1 per 4. The answer is 1 over 6 ampere. Okay. The next is find the phi1. So in here, phi1. So you take the voltmeter and you measure here how much the voltage. And easy, right? So the phi1 is, you have already got the I1, right? So I1 times by the R in here. So the I1 is 1 over 6 times by the R is 100. So 100 per 6 volt. Okay. The next is find the phi2. So where is the phi2? The phi2 is in here. Yeah, I've already told you that in 100 ohm, 120. So you put the voltmeter in here. So how to do it? Because it has the same, you see, this one, I4 and I1, I3, it has the same currents flowing. It has the same resistance in here. So it means that it will be divided into 2, the current. So 1 per 4 divided by 2 become 1 per 8. So 1 per 8 flow in here and 1 per 8 also flow in here. Okay? So if you want to count the voltage, then easy, right? V is I. So we use I4. I4 times the 124, right? 120 ohm, I mean. So 1 per 8 times 120. Okay? So the answer should be 15 volt. Okay? The next is finding the power dissipated by 300 ohm resistors. Let's see the question again. Oh, in here, the power. So you have to find the I2. I think the best one to find the power is using the I squared times R, because it must be the most accurate one. If you use the feed, you cannot use 8D, right? So it's better use I squared times R. Okay, so the I, you can count it, yeah, the I2. The I2 is, you use this one. The I2 is 1 over 3 times 1 per 4. We get 1 per 12 ampere. Yeah, so the I2, yeah, times. So 1 over 12 square times by 300. Then 300 per 144. So we get 25 per 12, or 2.08. Don't forget the units, watts. Okay, the next, how many joules the energy consumed by 80 ohms resistors in 3 hours? So you are finding the energy. 80 ohm is this one, right? Yeah, I still suggest you use the I square times R times T. This is I square times R is the safest one, because you have to use the currents from the one that you have already calculated before. So this one is 1 per 8, right? A half from 1 per 4, so 1 per 8 square times by the R is because 80, right? So 80, and then times by 3 hours. 3 times, because I asked you in joules, right? Yeah, 3600. So we get the answer is, yeah, I think you can count it easy, right? So 80 times 3 times 3600 divided by 64. Yeah, 13,500 joules of the energy. Okay, the next is calculate the total cost. So some of your friends ask me, if I want to calculate the total force, which one that I use? Do I use the EMF or I use the terminal voltage? Of course, to calculate the price, you have to include the one that lost, right? So you cannot only pay the one that you use. The one that lost, you have to pay as well. The total consumption include the one that lost. So you use the EMF. Okay, so the EMF will be, you use 80, right? So yeah, but remember, even calculating the cost is use the energy, but the energy must be in kilowatt hour. So you may not use this one anymore. Okay, so how? Then the energy consumed is the 84, right? So 80, we use VIT. I think it's okay use VIT, because yeah, you use the EMF, right? VIT, the V is 80 times by the I is 1 over 4. Yeah, hours, so there are 4 hours here. Okay, times by 30 days, right? And then divide by, because we have this is in kilowatt, right? The one that you calculate, this one is watt hour. Then you have to divide by 1000 to change into kilowatt hour. After that, times by the price. Okay, then you get it now. This one, this one, this one, and this one. So 1, so 80 times 3 times 15. 45 times 8, or yeah, 45, 80 times 45, we get 3600. Yeah, of course already in rupiah, because this is rupiah per kilowatt hour. Okay, any question, guys? If you have question, please ask me. Okay, the last is, this is just a theory, which one will increase the current in the circuit? Of course, adding the series resistor in the circuit or add more parallel resistor in the circuit. So remember, if series, right, if series, so become R per N. Sorry, if parallel, if series become N times R. So which one is larger, the resistance? In parallel, right? Yeah. Then we know that if you increase the resistance, then the current will be lower, because resistance is V per I. You can see here, inversely proportion. Yeah, so if you want to get the increasing current, then you have to reduce the resistance. Of course, how to reduce it? By adding the resistor in parallel, because if you add the resistor in parallel, you make it smaller, the resistance. That's all, guys. Today exercise not very difficult, right? So I hope that you don't give up. Keep study, be honest. Remember, what do you study right now will determine your future. Okay, I know that there will be a lot of what do you call offering to you. There will be a lot of things that can make you become not honest or cheat. But I believe that if you do something honestly, then the God will give the best to you. This is the most important in your life. Yeah. Okay. Integrity and honest. No cheating. That's all, guys. See you again. Bye.